بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. قال زين العابدين في قصيدته: يا زلة كتبت في غفلة ذهبت، يا حسرة بقيت في القلب تحرقني. In this line of poetry, he's grieving over his past deeds. He says, oh, the sins that have been written down against me, fi ghaflatin dhahabat. In the time I was heedless, and during that time I was heedless, all these little jalasat and all these little times I'm sitting down, they're all gone. All these times of ghafla and these times of heedlessness, it's all gone away. وَحَسْرَةً بَقِيَتْ فِي الْقَلْبِ تُحْرِقُنِي. And sorrow and grief that I had in my heart from a long time is still bothering me, and it's still annoying me. وهذا يبين عظيم حسرته وندمه على تقصيره في طاعة الله وعلى قبيح أعماله. He's explaining how grieving he is and how sorry he is over his falling short in obedience to Allah and his bad deeds. ويتندم على سيئات كتبت عليه في حال غفلة. He's regretting sins that were written down against him in a time of غفلة. يعني حال له واللعب والتمتع وهو في معصية. The time he's enjoying himself, when he's relaxing, he's getting together with his friends, but unfortunately it's in sin, it's in disobedience. يتندم في حين لا ينفع الندم. He's regretting at a time, that time it doesn't, regret and grief is not beneficial. قال في غفلة ذهبت، يعني راحت انتهت. نعم، كان ساعات، ساعة هنا ساعة هناك. في غفلة, in a time of joy, he was heedless, but it's gone, it's over. نعم، راحت. ولكن بقيت أثرها وبقيت حسرتها في صدري. The joy is over. That moment that he was heedless in it and unaware and negligent and neglectful of Allah, the moment is over. ولكن remains for him sorrow. فلا بد أننا نترك الجلسات التي فيها ضياع الطاعات. Leave off these sitting things that in it you waste off your salawat. You lose your ta'at, you lose your sharaf, you're talking the haram, you lose your salawat. وفيها وقوع المعاصي. اتركوا بيع الحرام. Don't sell anything haram. سجارة أو خموري أو القمار. Don't sell cigarettes, don't sell liquor, don't sell anything that has to do with gambling. نعم يا إخوتي في الله. وترك الصلوات وترك صلاة الجمعة. Leave it off. تندم الآن قبل أن يندم وهو لا ينفع. Don't leave off the salah. Don't leave off يوم الجمعة, صلاة الجمعة. كم وكم يتهاون ويستخف بهذا. How many people leave off صلاة الجمعة? How many? leave off الأغاني والموسيقى في الأعراس. Leave it off. الأغاني حرام. leave off القات والحوكة. Leave it off. اندم الآن ستتندم. Don't you know that قات and that hookah يدرج إلى حشيش? Don't you know that it's going to move them up right up to marijuana? Don't you know that it does this? Don't you know that when somebody does anything that has any type of idman, any type of addiction, he gets to a level that he needs more. This is not enough. Maybe he was doing 1 or 2. 1 or 2 is not enough. Now he needs 3 and 4. Now he needs 6. Now he's 7 and 8. Now 7 and 8. أتدرج إلى ما هو أقوى. نعم انتبه لمن يقول أن هذا عادي وأن هذا مباح وما حرمه فلان. And this person said this is permissible and this person does not be permissible. طيب, don't you know that it's going to move them up from hookah and from khat to marijuana? Don't you know people come to me and they say, I can't sleep at night, and I'm hearing voices, and sometimes I think people look, oh, I forgot to tell you that I smoke marijuana. I'm like, oh, you smoke marijuana? Mashallah alaik. Now you're complaining that you think people are following you, and that you're complaining that you can't sleep at night, and عندك قلق. نعم عندك قلق. نعم. نعم يا إخوتي في الله. خافوا ربكم. نعم. اترك هذه الأشياء. Leave all that. Make your a'ras, your enjoyment, everything you do, make it halal and tayyib. Make it all pure. Na'am. He's complaining about غفلة ذهبت. It's gone. It's over. Na'am. When we have our enjoyment, our tamattu', when our la'ab, when our lahu, كله جائز. لكن اجعله حلال. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى قد خسر الذين كذبوا بلقاء الله. They have lost. Those rejected the day they're going to meet Allah, they're losers. حتى إذا جاءتهم الساعة بغتة. Until the sa'a, when they die, on Yawm al-Qiyamah comes to them بغتة, suddenly. قالوا يا حسرتنا على ما فطرتنا على ما فرطنا فيها. They say, woe to us. They're going to grieve on everything that passed them by, that they fell short in. They're grieving in what they fell short in. They fell short in two things. إما in ta'at, it was wajib on the do, or إما في معصية وقبائح وأفعال قبيحة وقعوا فيها. إما in obedience they were supposed to fulfill, or in ugly deeds they fell into. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains in his book, Al-Hasra, أن تقول نفس يا حسرة على ما فرطت في جنب الله. That's what he's complaining about in this verse. When a soul says, somebody says to himself, woe to me. He's grieving on what? On what he fell short in haqqillah, and fi ta'atillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنذِرْهُمْ يَوْمَ الْحَسْرَةِ. Out of all the names of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah calls it Yawm al-Hasra. لَيْسَ لِمَجَرِّدْ كَثْرَتِهَا وَلَكِنْ لِعِظْمِهَا. The day of sorrow. Allah calls Yawm al-Qiyamah the day of sorrow, the day of regret, the day of grief. Not just because it's a lot, because it's so big that day, and it's so enormous. Allah says, أَنذِرْهُمْ, warn them about Yawm al-Hasra. إِذْ قُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ, when the matters are over, and the people of Jannah in Jannah, and the people of the hellfire in the hellfire, وَهُمْ فِي غَفْلَةٍ وَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. يعني أنذرهم الآن وهم في غفلة وهم لا يؤمنون. أنذرهم الآن about Yawm al-Hasra. Warn them now while they're in ghafla, while they're unaware. Warn them now while they don't believe about Yawm al-Hasra, about the day of regret. Allah calls it the day of sorrow. نعم. وجاء عند أبي داود من حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال ما من قوم يقومون من مجلس لا يذكرون الله فيه. No people, they stand up from a sitting they were in, nobody mentioned the name of Allah in that sitting. كم من جلسات لا يذكر اسم الله في الجلسة. نعم. How many sittings do we have and the name of Allah is not even mentioned in the whole sitting? قال رسول الله ما من قوم يقومون من مجلس لا يذكرون الله فيه إلا قاموا عن مثل جيفة حمار وكان لهم الحسرة. نعم نسأل الله العافية. No people stand up from a sitting and the name of Allah wasn't mentioned in it. It's as if they stood up from a dead stinking donkey. That's how smelly it is. And that's how nasty it is. وَلَهُمُ الْحَسْرَةِ. Allah wrote down in their hearts, they're going to have grief. They're going to have sorrow about that day. فنسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى يفيدنا بما سمعنا ويجنبنا ما يضرنا إنه ولي ذلك وقادر عليه. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. نعم ولكن ما هو جماعي.